Hi, and welcome to Coding After Work.
It's time again.
It is. We skipped a week.
We did.
Yeah, that's my fault. Sorry. I was visiting my mom, and she does not live next door.
She doesn't.
No.
No.
We have an early bird.
An
How are
early
you
bird.
doing? So happy to see you. What are we doing today?
So what are we doing? We are, we skipped a week.
We did.
I've been busy. So I've been doing kind of a lot of things.
Huh? Well, I did notice you were up all night when I was gone. Bad planning. Well, sort of. I accidentally got a job, so I wanted to be able to go see my mom before I start. So it was on purpose. Hello, Simon! So you've been busy. What have you been doing? Blazor stuff?
Blazor stuff and ZX Spectrum stuff and all kinds of things.
Cool.
But let's start with switching over to my machine.
I can do that.
There we go.
I made it.
And well, we have a conference coming up.
We do.
And Svetug
Yes.
in Gothenburg.
Yes. 19th of September.
Oh, did you remember that, or did you actually check?
I glanced on your screen while I was glaring over at your, so I was cheating a little bit. Yeah. Well, it is a new city. We did plan this 2019, but COVID, so did not happen. But now, new city. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, not next door. It's not even the next town. That is true. There's a few towns over far, far away thing. Yeah, see? She's usually here, too.
We also have sponsors.
We do.
So let's give them a big thank you. Telerik has amazing Blazor UI controls. 95 plus. I'm a little bit curious. I haven't checked. Are we close?
I don't know. They changed the way they are actually releasing them, so they are not releasing every...
Right.
Every I think it's every 6 weeks now, so they may be over 100. I don't know.
You have to check.
I'm still counting down. But we do have another sponsor.
We do.
We have, I was going to say Progress Insurance, but that's not what it's called. It's If Insurance. And they are always looking for new people, it seems. And they have over 1,000. They did hit 1,000 people in their tech community. So thank you to them and check them out.
Yeah. So while you were gone, now I'm spoiling it just a bit.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I can show it.
I saw it.
So while you were gone, I woke up in the middle of the night, or actually I didn't go to sleep just yet, but I was in bed, and I went up, and I remember that I usually have a energy drink in the home office. So I went into the home office to bring that energy drink to the refrigerator. Refrigerator.
To the fridge.
Fridge. So I grabbed that one, and then my computer whispered to me, "Hey, Jimmy." And I'm like, "What?"
I'm not sure that would happen.
What?
You may or may not have been delusional. What did the computer say?
It said, "Wouldn't it be super cool if you could do a cassette tape for the emulator?" And I'm like, "Huh, it would be. It would be kind of cool." And then it said, "So, do you know anything about Adobe Illustrator?" And I'm like, "No, nothing." Why? Why do you ask? Well, so I was thinking it would be super cool if you could do it like an SVG and bring that in and get that working with animations and stuff like that. So, well,
I'm just guessing here, but the energy drink did not make the fridge.
It did. About 3 hours later.
Ah, yeah. Oh, look at that, starting out good. Tongue twisting with Jimmy. We're here to entertain you.
So this is my debug page where I was testing out the tape. And the cool thing with this one is first of all, the debug page doesn't have the correct typeface or font. And so this one should be in a little bit more of a handwriting font. In the where I'm actually using it, it has that handwriting font. And the tape spools here is actually moving in the
correct way?
Not in the correct way. Like it would, like a progress bar. So when it's the left side is full and it's moving over to the right side, since the spools are moving that way.
More of a doodle type, more like a handwriting.
Yeah.
But which kind of is basically the same as doodling.
And I talked to my former colleague, and he was like, yeah. So I asked him, do you know how fast the tape is moving? So I could get the animation in the correct speed. And he was like, yeah, well, it moves, now I don't remember the exact numbers, but 3 point something centimeters per minute or something like that. No, per second. Must be per second. And then he added, well, and it also depends on how much tape you have left.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Because it's only one of the spools that are moving. The other one is dragging.
Just dragging, yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to emulate that.
Yet.
Not.
Until you find yourself with a uncool drink in the office when the wife's away.
Yeah, so I found a...
Just about to write the difference. Yeah.
Not emulated, and I'm fine with it.
For now.
Don't say that.
Oh, we both know it.
But I was super happy. I found a tutorial that had bunch of different way. It had a way to make the tape, but as many designers are, they're like, oh, this looks good, and this might look good, and this. I can't do that. I can't.
You need specifics.
I need specifics. I need measurements and all of that.
Yeah.
So I found a tape, a kind of a blueprint of a tape. So I used that to get the correct measurements.
I did notice it in 80s, starting at tapes before internet and computer. Yes. Yes.
Okay, but that's not why we are here, are we?
Oh, it's not?
So
I don't know what you prepared.
So before we kick this off with code, I have something to show you.
Okay. I'm a little bit scared now.
So you say quite often that, oh, I should blog about this. I should write a blog post and all of that. And for some reason it's...
You mean I say that about myself or about you?
About you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes.
About yourself.
I say that about you too. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know why I asked. It's both true.
But you're saying like, oh, I should blog about this and all of that.
Yeah.
And for some reason it's not always happening.
No. Sometimes I even write the blogs, but I don't publish it.
Mm-hmm. So what if?
Okay.
I know you like Visual Studio Code.
I do. Are you in Visual Studio Code?
Now I am. But I'm not going to do that for the rest of the thing. But
this is big.
Check this out. Maybe I can zoom
What are
in.
those glittery things?
I thought you would like them.
It's glitter. It sparkles.
I know. And
I can get sparkles.
And you get the
gamer points.
Yeah.
It's like a Lego game. What magic plugin is this?
So this is a plugin called Power Mode.
I need Power Mode.
You just install it and you go into settings and you enable it and you say, it actually has, let me see here. I never find the settings. Where are you? Settings.
I need more glitter in my Visual Studio Code.
Settings. There
or
you
sparkles. Whatever it is, I like it.
So it has Power Mode. So this is particles. It has fireworks, flame, magic. It even has Clippy. Check this out.
No. I want magic.
It's Clippy.
I love this.
I thought you might.
Okay. Thank you.
So now it's a blog post time.
This was a short stream. I need to go get my computer and install this. And also, if you don't publish it, is it a diary? It might be. I don't know. It's something. That was so... Jessis, tell me more. I bet that's what Jimmy knew. Yeah. You did say you had a cliffhanger, but...
I'm happy you liked it.
Yeah, Clippy might get annoying after a while, I would say so. But the glitter or particles? Not sure that would get boring.
Okay.
I like it.
Earlier this week, I took... let's actually go to our GitHub page here. Just to remind us of what we have project-wise. So we have the NextTechEvent.
Yes.
Which is a site where we will be able to index or show open call for paper, upcoming conferences, and upcoming conferences.
Yes, in 3 different modes.
Yeah, so it's for speakers to find a conference, it's for attendees to find a conference to attend, and it's for organizers to find a good date or conferences surrounding that date to cooperate with. Yeah. It's indexing a bunch of different sources. It takes those sources. It uses geolocation to find the address and country and all of that, and also index the weather for those days that the conference is happening.
So I know what to pack.
Exactly. And it all started with me wondering what kind of weather Pennsylvania has in November.
Because we're speaking at a conference there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
and then
opened
we made
the
it
Pandora's
a project.
box. Yeah. So right now, I should back up. So we have the web project.
I'm in the way.
We have the data project. Let's zoom in just a little bit. There we go.
you.
So we have the data project, which has the models and all of that stuff. We have a function project, which is an Azure function that has all of the that does all of the syncing and all the stuff like that. And we have the Blazor project, Blazor server project. So what I did earlier this week is that I published the Azure function. So that the Azure function is now running in Azure, indexing, I think it was at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it should pick up most of the Europe new conferences in Europe, that which would be around 9 a.m. Swedish time. Actually, I don't know what time zone the Azure function is running on.
Oh.
Well, 2 times a day.
Yeah. Every 12 hour, if you will.
Yeah. And right now we have 9,143 indexed conferences.
That
dating
is
back
a
to
lot.
really long.
Yeah,
way
so
back.
there's a couple of issues with the data we're getting because some of the suppliers are saving all of them, and some of the suppliers did not have a meetup mode before. So conferences or meetups try to have a conference for 5 years so they could have continuous call for papers, but it's getting fixed and we're not showing them either. The ones that are in the way future, right? I think we capped it.
I think we said we would do that, but I don't remember if we did.
We will see. We will see.
What I did add is number of days. So the number of days the conference is.
Yeah.
So that way we can actually filter it. And so I added this yesterday. So this way we can actually filter if we look at the number of days and we see that the conference is going on for 100
5
days
years,
or something like that.
Usually a conference is less than a week.
Yeah. That's what exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So we have that possibility. Okay, so I had a cheat sheet with all the things that I wanted to talk about today.
Yes, you had.
Right, we got. Let's pop into Visual Studio.
But Visual Studio doesn't have glitter.
Maybe we should build that.
Yes.
So this is the site.
Yes.
Right now on my machine.
And I have said, I don't know, the last 3 streams or something, that I should find a better picture.
For some reason, you don't like fat me being in front and center for some reason.
I thought it was a little bit egoistic to have your own picture there, but we did say that we needed another picture, so that was a placeholder.
So a couple of days ago, I don't remember what it was, but it was something that Jessica read out loud, and it was fat and fluffy or something like that. And I'm like, oh, like me. Are you fluffy? And I'm like, what?
I didn't mean it. Look at that. Jess already missing glitter. Bring it back. Yes. And yeah, that's me. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I don't think when I speak and so, Jimmy gets offended.
I thought it was kind of funny, actually. So yesterday, I deleted everything in the database.
Yes.
So that's why we just added like 1 million conferences, and this is only counting the conferences in the future. So that's why we don't have 9,000 here.
Yeah.
And when I did that, it kind of looked funny.
It did look funny.
No. So I'm like, can you see my screen? Look here. It's, no, Batman is funny. And in Jessica's head, this video.
I'm almost tearing up. This is the best video ever.
For some reason, you if we're listening to something in the car and they go na, Jessica goes na.
It's true. And Moyan is the same. So we might have gone what is it, 600 kilometers, 700 kilometers, I don't know, doing that for every single song. It never gets old. Oh, did I enter the wrong stream? No, it's just me. But maybe. Well, at least you have some who thinks, no, Batman. I did do that before, but it is such a funny dog.
All right, so let's see if
also,
we
no
can...
dogs were harmed making that video. I'm pretty sure.
So let's see if we can remove FatMe from the site.
Now I'm going to go the whole stream.
So in the header, which is the part where the image is showing, we have an isolated CSS down here. And this was the previous image, and this is the new one. So let's bring that one in. And I think I'm brave enough to just delete the other one.
Oh, really?
There we go. Save and pop back. Boom!
There you go. New picture.
New picture. Not FatMe.
Let's see. Before, are you talking about the future date? Just after you might stop doing it. I don't know. It will just be stuck in my brain. That's it. It lives there. Rent free. I probably pay it.
All right, so
I'm easily entertained.
We got a new image.
Yes, and this one actually goes with the yellow on the page.
Mm-hmm. And we get some purple tones that we might use. I don't know, perhaps.
Exactly. It's a good contrast color to the yellow.
So this
sort of works.
Done.
Oh, you did a mic drop? Fun. Oh, you didn't even realize? Nope. Okay.
Oh, I mean, yes, I did. So...
Jimmy, don't forget the glitter. I like the glitter. I don't care if they call it particles. For me, it's glitter.
It's particles of glitter.
Sparkle particles? Pim particles? Could it be pim particles?
Vampire particles.
No, vampires do not sparkle. You say that just to mess with me.
Of course.
Oh, why does it get to me? We will bring that up for the rest of his stream. Sorry. Well, there you go. Any na or la will also trigger the dog in my What? No, take that back. Take that back. That movie's wrong. Actually, we haven't seen that movie purely because it sparkles, but we really should do that. Maybe that could be a reaction video.
There's actually a very funny trailer of the new Blade movie. Now it's not a real trailer. But he's like, yeah, you should see the vampires up there. They sparkle. Oh, there are those nasty vampires. They're really nasty. No, they're not.
Glitter gets everywhere.
Okay, so.
Right, we were coding something.
Yeah, we were coding something. So what we want to do with the organizer page is to be able to show how many conferences are happening on a particular date.
Yes, or week.
Or week.
Sparticles! I like how you think. Glitter actually is like that. If you really don't like someone, send them a postcard with a lot of glitter.
I think there are these kinds of birthday cards.
Yes.
And when you open them, they start playing a sound. And they won't stop if you close it. They just continue.
Yeah.
And the only way of actually getting it to stop is dismantling the birthday card. And it's filled with glitter. It's so evil.
So we should send that to your to any enemies we may or may not have. Okay, so we want to see the date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to be able to see how many conferences are happening at a particular date.
Yes, or now, actually a particular week, I would say.
Could be week.
Yeah,
could be,
but start with date. That's fine.
And I'm thinking that in the future we might want to do like close by and stuff like that. But for this particular one, we're not considering that at all. So RavenDB has two kinds of index, or it has a lot of indexes, but it has a fan out index, which means that every post in the database is becoming more than one post in the index.
Okay.
So, for example, with the conference, let's say that it has 5 days. We need to have all of those 5 days in the index, right?
I guess so.
Otherwise, we won't be able to. If we just have the event start, we won't be able to see the dates between there.
Yeah.
So we need to kind of expand and now I need my cheat sheet again. Fan out. So they're calling it fan out index. Yeah. So it fans out and creates more posts per.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So the map here that we have here is a fan out map. I'm not sure that this is actually called a fan out in this particular case, but the meaning of fan out means that you're creating more than one. So what we're doing here is that we are taking and this is kind of one of the things that I really like about RavenDB, because we can go in, lift out the data that we need, create what we need with that data, and push that back into an index. So in this case, we're saying that from all the conferences, so I've up here, I'm saying I'm creating an abstract index creation task with conference, which is all the conferences. And from that, I want to receive back a conference count by date.
Right.
So I'm saying that all the conferences that has number of dates less than 10, as you said, probably a week is what a conference is.
There might be not odd conference.
But I'm thinking 10. That
Let's
should
start
be
there.
fine.
Yeah.
And the number of days is more than 0 because if we have some kind of data problems, we don't want the index to explode.
Yeah.
Then we're doing...
unless it's glitter, then it's fine.
And then for each of those items, we are selecting a enumerable range from 0 to the number of days. So this is the fan out. So we're getting all the conferences, and for all the conferences, we want to have all the days in that conference. And we're selecting a conference account by date, and we're saying that, okay, so from the event start, we want to add in the first iteration 0, because we're starting at 0, and then 1, 2, and so on until we have all the dates. And we're just adding count 1. So we're going to end up with a database that has a lot of dates, same dates, or sorry, not a database. We're going to have a collection that will lots of dates with a count of 1 with the same dates.
Right.
Then we're using reduce, so saying, okay, so I want all of those things that I just created in the map, I want to reduce that into, or group it by the key, which is the date, and sum all of those, all that data. So we get a number.
So we have a quick question. Why are you casting from an int to an object and then back into an int again?
Great question. So this is, as far as I understand, a bug in RavenDB that has been around for quite some time. I think I saw a post from 2017 or something like that. They haven't solved it. I couldn't get it to work, at least. So we needed to do that cast object.
Okay, so it's a workaround.
It's a workaround, yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise it just went, you can't cast from int to object or something like that. So we needed to cast to an object. All right. And in the database, let's pop in here, go into indexes, list of indexes. So we have a couple of indexes here, or indices, I guess.
I don't know.
So we have conferences count by date. So let's pop in there. Let's go to query, and we'll see that if we scroll down, we'll see the couple of different values. It's a little bit hard to see. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit.
And yes, there was glitter. There's always glitter.
So we see that back in 2019, we had 3 conferences on May 15th, for example.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And this kind of the thing that I really like, that we can do these kinds of indexes so that we can query this kind of data really, really fast. And now I don't have to do anything more than this. This index is going to be updated all the time.
That's pretty cool.
We also need to do one more thing that I've already done. We need to go into program and run this one. So we're creating a new instance of the conference count by dates and execute it to this against the store. This will create that index. Now I guess I could remove it, but I think it's better than that this index updates every time that we restart the site. So we know that everything is as it should.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that. Now we want to, so now we're going to do a little bit of a segue, or we're going to
What are we segueing into?
Do something else for a little bit of a little while. So if we go into our API here, so now what I want to do is I want to create a method that goes out and gets this data. So I'm going to...
Makes sense. We need the data.
So I've already done that because I wanted to test some things. And simply put, I have a task. It returns a list of conference count by date. It takes a start and an end, which is data only because I'm not interested in time.
Yeah.
And I'm simply saying that I want to do a session and want to do a query. I want to get back a conference count by date using the index conference count by dates. Because
getting complicated.
Yeah. And it's searching between those dates.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I got that in my API now.
What does that mean?
So it's available in my API.
Yeah, I meant for the next step. Sorry.
So if I go into my calendar, so I've created a calendar component. And we'll take a look at that in just a little bit more in a second. But here I have my API and I'm getting the conference by
count by date.
But look at that. It explodes.
Oh.
So it says that, you can't see that, but it says that the NextTechEvent API, which is the interface, does not contain a definition of the get conferences count by date because I didn't add it to the interface. And this is a very common problem, at least for me. I'm forgetting to add it in the interface. I know that my colleague at work has that problem as well. And if you do that, we're not always writing tests. So if you do that, you add to the API, you think you're done. You're not adding it into the interface. You're committing, you're pushing, you're creating a pull request, you're getting all of that, you're getting a client from that thing, you're starting up a new project, another project, you're getting a NuGet package that was generated when you pushed that or did that pull request, so you're adding or updating that NuGet package and you realize, I forgot the interface. So now you're going back or doing all of this again, checking out a new branch, doing all of that again.
Did you automate too much and forget it otherwise?
Perhaps.
Who knows? We just know you forget it sometimes. So we need to solve that.
We need to solve that. And how do you do that? Well, in the file up here, in the same file, that we have the API, we also have the interface. This was the first thing my colleagues thought of. So you know what? We're going to put the interface in the same file. And I hate that. I want an interface should be a separate file. A class should be in a separate file. I get why you want to have that in the same file, because you're working with it together and all of that.
This is a great tip. You can put in reminders every 10 minutes. Did you update the interface?
So to solve that, we need to add that thing to the interface, right? That method to the interface. Now, why do we have an interface? That's the next question. For many reasons, we do have an interface because we want to test. We want to be able to switch out implementation. For example, we could take this implementation, we can just remove the code and implement it with API calls, for example, or something like that. So it is a good idea to have an interface. We said at work that, you know what, we're going to have an interface even though we keep
forgetting.
And even though we might not have tests for this particular thing, we want to at least do that pipeline, add some kind of arbitrary test, like, is there a clause or something like that. It's super simple, but it should be there.
Don't take tests. Advice from Jimmy.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So basically what we're doing, we're implementing it all the way, all the time, because we want to have an interface there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we need to ask ourselves, what is the purpose of the interface? Well, the interface is helping us with, as I mentioned, testing and dependency injection. But is there a scenario where we want to have a public method in a class, but not have it in the interface?
I don't know. You tell me.
I haven't figured that one out. Exactly. I haven't figured out that scenario.
Yeah.
The class and the interface is, when everything works, they are in sync.
Yeah.
And if there's not in sync, so let's say that let's just say that this is the main implementation. So if there is another implementation that is not this one, so we have a mock API, for example, and I add something to this API, I want the mock API to break because the method that I want to mock over there is not in that implementation. So I want it to break. So now we are arriving at the thing that we talked about last stream.
Right.
So source code generators. So there's a bunch of source code generators, and it's one that is called interface generator.
So every time you stop for 3 seconds, I think you will say, now some glitter. Yes, I'm so stuck on that. That's fine. I like glitter.
Glitter.
Please some glitter. Source code generators. Who needs it when we have T4?
So what we can do here is that we can take this NextTechEvent API. Boom. Gone.
You broke it.
Nowhere to be found. And we're just going to add the generate auto interface. See, there we go. And we're going to add a using statement up there as well.
Okay.
I'm going to save. I didn't even save. Now it's failing. I don't want it to fail.
there you go.
and boom, it still works. So I removed that interface. So in basically what this source code generator is doing is it's checking the class, checking if, oh, here's a class with the generate auto interface. It brings it into the analyzers up here. Let me, I'm gonna try and zoom just a little bit here. There we go. So in the solution tree, it has the analyzers, it has the interface generator, which is the name of the NuGet package. And this is the class that generates it, and it has generate auto interface attribute, which is the class that I added the attribute. And then we have the NextTechEvent API auto interface. So I'm clicking that and I zoom out. It's not the nicest looking code.
But it is code.
But it's doing the exact same thing. So it's not, in this case, it's not, instead of just task, it has the whole namespace.
Yeah,
instead
okay.
of just conference, it has the whole namespace.
Well, that makes sort of sense. When this has been a part of the Java community for a while, it always confuses the heck out of me.
Source generators or
T4.
Or T4, yeah.
Either or.
So you're getting na every time you're saying that. Every time someone says T4, da 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 da.
Right. Oh, generating interfaces from classes. Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense, at least to me, because we don't want we want them to be in sync.
Yeah.
And if you can paste that link.
Yeah, sure.
So there is a very good link I found, or a GitHub repo, that has all kinds of different source code generators. So why should I have to write these things if they are in sync?
It's good when it works. We can say, yeah.
I totally love this. And it's also partial. So if there is, for some reason, in our case, we are implementing, the interface is implementing another interface, we could add that as well, just implementing that partial interface.
I think the problem for me is that I'm not a very good Java developer. So when people add fancy stuff, I get surprised. Well, that would be me too, so. But I don't want to yuck your yum. Oh, like JavaScript. Looks great when it works. Yes.
So now we remove the interface.
But I like that we have different options.
Yeah.
If you want full control and know exactly everything you write it yourself. If you don't, don't.
And it's also that attribute. So if I don't want it's not like I have to turn it on and all my classes going to have an interface. I can pick and choose.
Yeah.
And in this case, I pick and chooses.
Chooses?
To have that.
You chooses? Or just go with glitter. We should do...
You started something.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that I created a calendar.
Mm?
So I have a calendar component here.
Can we have glitter on the calendar?
No.
Okay.
You will have colors though.
Yeah.
So we have a table.
Color? Language?
I didn't say it.
No, but...
What the frack?
Okay, carry on. So, also, what series is that from? Carry on. We have a calendar.
So I have a table, and we're using a calendar at home where you have the days.
Oh, the analog one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The days are in that direction, and the months are in that direction.
Yeah.
So I wanted to emulate that, try to add that into what we're doing. So we have a table header for the months. Now, I could have done this in some kind of a loop and saying, oh, the first row and then do the count. But I'm just, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to loop over the month first, and then I'm going to go with the rest of it.
And just for the heck of it, Battlestar Galactica, and we have more than one answer, so yeah.
We actually did cosplay as...
we did.
Well, not as a specific character,
but
we had
a generic Battlestar Galactica.
Many years ago. So we have, and then we're looping over all the days. We are figuring out how many days there is in a month.
Yeah.
So we're stopping the rendering when we're getting to that particular point for that month. We are getting the date for that cell. We're getting the count from so dates is our conference count by date.
Right.
We're getting the dates. If we're not getting one, so this is kind of a nice syntax if you're not used to C#. So I have dates. I'm getting first or default. So first or default is going to be the first one it gets back, or the default value, which could be null. In this case, we're getting back.
But how do we set the default value? How does it know?
So it depends on what kind of thing it is. So let's say an int, for example, has a default value of 0.
Okay.
So
it's a predefined value. I don't set that value.
Exactly.
The default value. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So it's built into C#.
Yeah. Okay.
And a string has a default value of null, I believe. In this case, it's a conference count by date. It's a class. It always has a default value of null. So we're saying that, okay, we want to find a first or default value of the count thingy, conference count by date. And if that is, so if I would just go like that, dot count, if I'm getting null back and I'm saying, okay, null dot count is going to explode.
Okay.
So I'm saying that if it's not null, I want to continue with the count. And if all of that is null, I want to replace it with 0.
Okay.
So that's the continue if not null, or something like that. I don't know that the actual... and question mark, if null, then give me this.
Okay,
instead.
That's handy. I think default string should be empty string now with the null reference checks. Change my mind. The default string question mark is null, of course.
Right. So question mark is saying that string is a string but can be null.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think you're right.
There you go. But he said change their mind, not agree. Sorry.
I think...
That's fine. You can agree.
So if
I was just trying to be funny. I failed.
If you have nullable turned on in your project, string default of string should be a empty string. Okay. I believe. Not sure about that.
Look at this. Look who's combining the two magic. Glitter.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Look what you started.
Oh, it's been on a loop in my head. I can play the video again if you want to.
You can. So when we're getting the data, we're getting the start date and the end date. Now I'm just hard-coded 2022 here. 1st of January, last of December. Getting all of the dates.
Yeah.
Finding the max value. We're going to use that in a bit. which is what is the highest amount of conferences going on at that particular time. Okay, great. And up here, we're just creating a table cell and showing the count. So let's run this. Let's see what happens.
Do we get a calendar? We may or may not. But without
glitter. I'm clicking the button now.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You're going to have an aneurysm.
But you need to click. Whoa! What did you do? Why is some metallic? And some... Oh! Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll be here all night.
Maybe I should just put the video of the dog back on.
Every time I do something, oh, that's bad. Bad UX. Bad UX.
I see organized glitter.
Right. So here, you can see my mouse pointer.
Yeah.
Is the days. This is obviously the amount of conferences going on.
And not the days, the dates.
Dates.
Yeah, okay.
Or the day number.
Yeah.
And the month up here.
Come on! Perfectly formatted table.
I know, right?
Well, it is formatted anyway, but...
Now, the thing is that I had a feeling that Jessica going to react kind of like this.
Which is why he did not show me beforehand. Because I know that some people like me ranting on stream.
So I have a little bit of things that we can add.
Is it glitter?
First of all, it's not glitter. Gonna make the table a little bit wider.
Yeah.
Because
like
I'm thinking that the site is probably not going to be. I'm not sure that we're going to do a mobile version of this.
No.
Because I don't think it makes sense to do it.
No, not to see an overview like that.
Yeah.
That should be. We should hide that in the mobile view.
I'm not sure that you want to like submit sessions in a mobile view either. But I don't know.
No.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that. That looks kind of good. And we're done.
No, we're not.
So we also have, I want the width to be about 8% of all the table cells, which is about 100% divided by 12.
Okay.
Round 8 point something. We want the height to be 50 pixels because we want a little bit of room.
Okay.
We're adding borders. We're setting
Shouldn't the height actually be relative to our font? So you should use M's or Rems for that. Wait, let's do that later. Well, because if you change the that's M's and Rems are based on your default size of your font, which is usually 18 by default. So if you accidentally change that so it's higher, then it will be horrific again. But that's a later problem, maybe. Sorry, I shouldn't ask questions like that.
I'm absolutely sure that you're right, but this is what I'm working with.
I'm just thinking why that table is not a good idea to have in a smaller resolution with media queries. Well, queries, I'm guessing. Now fight over C. No fight over CSS now. Okay. Well, it doesn't make sense to have that sort of layout, 1 year layout.
Yeah.
So what we should do in that case is show only this week or only this month or something like that. So we should have a different layout completely. But that large one, that's a year, we should not show anyone.
And I'm thinking that if you're planning like a conference, you're probably sitting by a computer.
Well, don't say that. Wait, maybe you have your iPad or...
Then it's going to be fine.
Yeah, well...
let's talk about that. All right, so...
Oh, you are? That's fun! Then we will see you in Gothenburg. And you're bringing friends? Look at that. Just day by day today and glitter. Glitter is now a full stop.
So this is what we got now.
Yeah, that's better.
It's better?
It's better, but why does it look wonky? Is it just... Why are some of the lines much thicker than others?
I have no idea. I did notice that when I tried this earlier, but I don't know.
That is very odd.
Yeah, we might be able to figure that one out.
That's a later problem. Got it? We were not allowed to fight over CSS today.
Okay, so let's make the so these numbers look pretty similar to these numbers. It's same font, same size, everything.
Style-wise, yes. It does not differentiate that they are the month.
No.
Or the date.
So let's do that. So this is what. So I talked about isolated CSS in an earlier stream, and I talked about having I'm totally blanking here. Using these kinds of CSS that so I don't add a class for the first TD. I'm instead using the TD, the first child of TD. I want that to set the width, the font size, and the font weight. Look at that. Looks a little bit better.
A little bit better, yes.
I'm not going to get you to say that this looks nice, am I?
Well, it does not. It does. We were not allowed to fight over CSS. So the months. Why is it not lining? Does your computer look the same? Yes. Some lines are thin and some are not. Oh, that is so odd. And also, maybe we should color them differently. Because you can't see January, February, March. They differ from the numbers, and they are the same category.
Mm-hmm.
They are headers, both of them. So maybe we should color that.
Color that?
Yeah, like a header background color or something. But try it with green text and black background.
So the next step here is to do it like that.
Do it like what? I missed that.
I made
that.
Those bigger. That's the same size.
Yes.
Now, obviously, my screen is tiny. There we go. That's a little bit better.
Yeah, but we should also have the stripes go up all the way.
You might change your mind.
Okay.
Or do you mean the borders or do you mean the stripes?
The stripes.
The stripes are going all the way up, technically.
No, they are not.
So, gray, white.
No.
Gray,
no,
white.
I meant like the dividers.
Yeah,
borders.
So the borders. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That I can do. Let's bring that one in there as well. There we go. Better?
Yeah, that's better.
Right.
It still looks wonky, but it's better.
I'm not sure about why it's doing that, to be honest.
No, that's
I'm
very
not sure
odd.
if it's just a illusion or...
Yeah, it might be, but yeah, let's look into that later.
Yeah. All right. And we're also adding this one. So this syntax is saying, so if I have a TD and just inside of that TD, I have an element that is called small or small tag. I want it to look like that. So I'm gonna. So I have two things going on here. The first thing is the TD is position relative.
Yeah.
That means that all, according to the internet, all the child elements will have that, will be relative as well. And if I'm saying that this one is positive, this absolute. Sorry, position absolute, that will mean it will be absolute inside of the relative object. So the position of the cell, and it's going to be absolute inside of that cell.
Got it.
Great. So let's pop back to Visual Studio and go into our here. So here I'm adding a small with the day of the week. So if I go back, boom, we got day of the week.
Whew. Okay. Yeah. This is a lot of data.
It is a lot of data.
Okay, it looks better on your screen.
Yeah, and my screen is kind of low resolution.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice one.
But now we get a little bit.
It looks a little bit better
It looks
on your screen, actually.
And you get a little bit of a feeling. So I don't know if it's important to know what days, what week it is, but I think it might be interesting, especially when you have the calendar like this instead of the normal calendar. I really like this year overview because I understand. I get a better overview.
Yeah,
I think.
And it's easy to mark. Like we have used this analog version of this, and we're just marking. Well, these dates we're out of the country and whatever courses we have and what it might be. So it's a very nice overview. Where's the button to export to Excel?
That is absolutely not what I'm searching for. So there are different types of colors.
Yes. This is hue, saturation, and lightness.
Luminance.
Luminance.
Okay.
Luminance.
And there's another one called HSB, I believe that is brightness.
Yes. It's basically the same.
Yeah.
Same, but different.
So what we want to do now is that we want to show that the days where there's a lot of conferences going on, we want those to be red. And those days that are not a lot of conferences going on, we want those to be green.
Yeah.
So I started off
However, it will not help anyone who has issues with colors. So we may need to think about, could we do like a hue a different way? Could we do like a, trying to think about a better color that's not red, green, or blue, or yellow? Could we do like just add the intensity? At least we should have a toggle button for a color issue version. So maybe we could do a grayscale, which is only intensifies or something like that.
Yeah. So for this,
you may continue with this one as long as we can have the other one and toggle that because accessibility.
So I started off with RGB.
Yes.
So I'm like, if it's a lot of it should be R should be a high value there, and then green should be if it's low.
Yeah.
It's like
no
really bad.
Yeah.
Now look at this. look at what we got here. We got red going up to yellow, going out to green.
Yeah.
It's like perfect.
Yeah, if you've only popped into color.adobe.com, you would have seen that too. I love that page.
So I have prepared.
Oh, you have?
Just a little bit of code here. I'm going to bring that in here. So I'm setting the style. So in this case, I'm fine with using styles. Never ever do that. I'm setting the background color. I'm setting it to HSL, and I'm running a heat map color function.
Yeah.
And if we go down and we see what's happening here, it's getting a value. It's dividing that value with max, which we got on row 47 here. So the max value of any day, the max number of conferences going on the same day.
Okay.
I'm saying the green value, so the value where I want to stop is, let's go back to here. So if we move this one here, you'll see that it's still green when we're coming up to, well, almost 150. It's still kind of green.
Yeah.
And if we're going down here, we would say that, well, it's green around 120 still. But the problem is that it's not a lot of red down here, and it's not a lot of yellow here. So we need to stop somewhere so we get kind of the same amount of colors.
Yeah, all through the scale.
Yeah. So I've chosen 100. Looking at this this page, I might want to go up a little bit, but I'm chosen 100. So I'm saying green stops at 100. And then I'm simply saying that H is going to be the green minus green times the value, because we're going the other way around. We're going the 0 should be green and red should, no, the 0 should be red and 100 should be green.
Right.
Okay. So save. Boom.
Whew. Yeah.
So I've brought down the intensity of the colors just a little bit.
Yeah, it looks a little bit muted, and this will not fly because the...
You're so negative.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's super cool.
Say it.
It is super cool.
This looks nice.
No, it's super cool.
This looks nice.
But there's not enough. There's not enough differences in the hue. The yellow ones looks green. And
okay, so let's bump it up.
Yes, please. That is a little better.
Let's go with 50.
Well, is this for military? Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit muted. No, this is way better.
I mean, this is work in progress. We need to change.
Yeah, and we need to have a toggle or two. Let's bump it up. Isn't that a song? I think they had it in the chorus.
So what we I think it's kind of hard to see. As you're saying, it's not enough difference between the colors, perhaps.
Yeah. And actually, since I'm linking stuff, there's a contrast checker. Let me see. No, that's not how you spell it. Because that is a huge problem. You can find a contrast checker at Adobe, the page I color.adobe.com, but you can also find it on contrastcheckers.com, checker.com. which looks like one URL. And I think it is the contrast, the differences in contrast between the colors. It just need more glitter.
So I want to do something. I want to add.
But maybe... Okay, so... You know Excel. We already talked about Excel on this show. I like Excel. But there's two ways you can indicate with the color. What did you call it? Color heat map? Either you can have a gradient, which is not as clear, or you can have, if it's more than this, then it's super green, then it's light green, then it's yellow, then it's, and so on. So maybe we should set those instead of doing a gradient. Am I completely raining on your parade? I mean, it is cool, but it's not accessible.
You mean you're setting the different color values?
Yeah, more like we have like 6 or 9 colors instead of having a gradient, because I think the gradient is difficult. I think that's where the issue arises, because everything looks kind of the same. But it is pretty cool, though. Ooh, and we should have a pink version.
Pink version?
Yes, and a color accessible version.
What am I doing wrong? Why isn't that working? HSLA. Oh, comma. I'm always forgetting the commas. There we go. I'm thinking we would get... There we go. So if it's 0, it doesn't have a color.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, look at... No, in January there's not much.
I thought that this was kind of fun to see, because as nothing in the beginning of January.
Yeah.
And look at this. Nothing
at the end of the year.
End of the year. But so actually I'm in the way here.
There's 16 conferences going on New Year's Eve. Oh,
I
that's
thought that
interesting.
was kind of interesting.
It is. It is. Well, we did kind of when we started Sveatug a bunch of years ago. We did this, but manually. Try to figure out when to put our conference, and we figured we didn't want it too early in January, because most people are off in Sweden at least. So they come back around mid-January. So we put it in last week of January or first week of February, depending on where that is.
Mine or your birthday?
Every time it's been either mine or your birthday, yes. Good way to celebrate, though. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And it gives, even though the colors are not perfect, it gives kind of an indication of okay, when is a good date.
Yeah, and I think if we can have work on a toggle that is a little bit more accessible for those who does not see color as the majority, that would be great. Or just prefer different color schemes. I know some of my games, the small mobile games. Cell phone? I haven't said that in a while. They actually do have a color deficiency, or whatever you want to call it, mode, so you can see the colors as well. So I like that.
I've seen a couple of different ways of doing it. Some uses some kind of circle that becomes bigger when there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, for this use case, it would be horrible, because we already have a gazillion items on screen.
We could do a progress bar. So it's kind of
that
moving.
Could be something. That could be something. But then it would have to be exactly in the middle. And if it is almost full, it would look like 2 cells. Yeah. But we could do different colors that actually, like horrendous matchings, which has a better contrast that cannot easily be interpreted as another color. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. So I'm almost up to 50 UX classes. Almost. I will celebrate that in August, I think. But for one of the classes in the beginning, I used a color scheme that had purple in it.
Right.
And I thought nothing of it. And we were talking, and the more the day goes, one of the attendees said, so you keep referring to purple, and that there's purple and blue, but all I see is blue. And that kind of opened up my eyes, because they saw a solid color while I had 5 different ones. So I try to do better.
But now we have a calendar.
We do.
Even though we need to tweak the colors, we get a gist of it, what's happening.
It works for the majority. I just want us not to forget.
Yeah, of course.
Anyone who does not have. Oh, that is red. What date is that? 72
February.
72 conferences going on the same day
on
the
a Saturday.
19th. Well,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like I wonder if that's Azure.
Global Azure Day
could
stuff. Be. Yeah. Yeah, not 42. Maybe we have a 42 as well. Oh, I call it a car phone. That's what my dad called it. It's good enough for me. Yeah, cool. NMT, those were the days. Well, no, it wasn't, but it was some sort of days. I remember. That was pretty cool. And it did look a lot better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I take that as a win. Was it 19?
Yes. Oh, you're querying it.
Global Power Platform.
Oh. Interesting. So when is the Global Azure thingy then?
But it's basically the same thing, right? It's a Global Power Platform boot camp, so it's same thing.
It's all over.
Yeah, it's not only that, but it's a lot of them.
Global Azure is May 5th to May 7th, and they have spread it out because some of the countries are actually doing more than one day, and also because it's 5th to 7th. They are on 6 continents, 459 speakers, and 442 sessions.
May 5th. No?
Yeah, 5th to 7th. So it's the orange there.
It's all of these.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
It is.
So that is Global Azure. Let me put that in chat room as well, because it's a good conference. It's organized by the community for the community all over the world at the same time ish.
And I think this kinds of shows, which I'm very excited about, is that the source of information that we are using are actually giving us a fairly good representation of what is going on in the world when it comes to conferences.
Yeah. And it's kind of fun to see as well. If you look in June and July, it's basically just dark green, which means almost nothing. And I know in Scandinavia, especially in Sweden at least, we close down mid-June and we don't open up until late August or early September, basically, because everyone is going on staggered vacation. So that's always a low day. Well, months. That's pretty cool. Look at September and October opening up.
Yeah.
And this is something that I've noticed as well. Pre-pandemic, we had different dates for everything. But then some conferences, they came back this year using new dates, or they just did it earlier or later, whatever you want to call it. So now we don't know if they're continuing, if they move to spring from fall. Are they continuing in spring, or are they going back to fall? Because this is nothing like it looked before the pandemic. Because then the fall was, or autumn, or whatever you want to call it, was usually the high season. Which, well, it kind of is still. It kind of is. But there was also a lot in April and March, April, and May. But now we only have April and May. Oh gosh, come on. We will have next pandemic by then. No, we will have pills for the vaccine. Someone told me, I think it was Tyndall, who said they have actually made it into pills now. So we don't have to have another pandemic, please.
Please.
For the love of everything.
All right, so we talked about new indexes.
Yes.
We talked about we built a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
We
had the fan out in the index.
The fan out, the reduce thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about what we talked about last time,
yes,
which is source code generators.
Yes.
And I'm such a fan of source code generators. I cannot for the life of me figure out how to write them, because they're kind of it's tricky.
It's not your jam?
It's not my jam, but I need to learn. And as Fules Nobel said earlier, I can handle T4, but well,
some of the magic. Well, you don't want to know. You don't want to do it? I don't know. You're not Harry Potter? I don't know.
I think there's. I think I need to learn what is going on, and then I will be able to use it. But for now, I have no clue what I'm doing. So let's go into here and say. So we added a calendar.
We did. I remember.
Awesome colors.
Well, it was awesome colors.
And we added... actually, index was already in there. What did we do else? We updated a new image.
We did! Finally!
And... removed... interface,
right,
and replaced with awesome.
Oh, that's a lot of E's.
Source code generator.
We also watched the fantastic dog, na dog.
Something.
Oh, you can pull that in the request.
Glitter.
Oh yes, a lot of glitter. There was a lot of glitter. You actually okay? Yep, the glitter is in there.
Can't be changed.
No. Oh well, I'm for it.
So now the question is, how long will it take until you have your next blog post out there?
I don't know, because I have glitter.
What is this glitter? What
Yes. Yes, glitter, finally! And it is in writing on GitHub. Even the glitter. Well, I have 3 chapters to review of your upcoming book. And I'm guessing I can't use Visual Studio Code for that.
Well, you can.
I can, but I shouldn't.
You're not getting support from me, though.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I will just submit a bug report to the editors. Well, this doesn't work. I don't get glitter in Visual Studio. What's up with that? Do you think they will...
That's the bug report.
Yes. There's
email Mads. What's up with this?
Best end to the stream now would be if Jimmy did bring up a glitter shooter now. Yeah.
Funny you should say that.
Don't we have like this one?
Mm-hmm.
Glitter! See? We did have glitter.
Did you stop it?
No. Oh, I'm supposed to stop it.
We can end on this. Why not? Why not?
That's okay. Yeah, well, can never have too much glitter. Yeah, this is a cleaner version, no mess after, and I do not want to try to vacuum glitter because it will not go away.
There is a couple on TikTok that
they prank
both of them
each other.
Prank each other, yeah. And they have they usually have balloons with some kind of...
Looks like sour cream.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if it's something sticky, but still fluid.
So they have like a balloon, and they're shooting the balloon, so the balloon
gets all over the other person.
So all that, whatever it is, gets on the other person, and then they shoot. But it's not glitter.
It's more like confetti.
Confetti.
Yeah,
right.
confetti gun.
So it's so much fun.
No, it's not. Think I've seen those. Wow.
I don't remember if I shared the one where, so the husband goes to get coffee. I assume every day, and she was hiding inside of the restaurant.
No way.
So when he goes up and gets his coffee and stuff like that from the drive-through, she goes and fires the...
Oh, gosh. No. You enjoy that way too much. I'm just... what I'm seeing is the amount of cleaning they have to do afterwards. So I do not approve. Well, we did get some glitter at least.
Bit.
Colors and glitter.
And I think you were as excited as I thought you would be.
Yes. I will have to try that out.
All right. Until next week, I guess.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.
Bye.